Alright, YouTube, I'm going to be doing a 5,000 mile oil filter review on the Supertech ST6607. This filter is actually going away. The way they've manufactured this filter, the new ST6607s have now a E-core cage inside instead of this metal cage that my finger is touching right now. And essentially what a E-core design is kind of like this filter where it's a plastic cage. Okay, so I'll be doing a filter review on the new version of the 6607 here in the next 3 months, as I have that on my Nissan right now, being used. I'll be doing this review in comparison to the Mobile One. I think this was a M1 108A. I believe that was an M1 for Mobile One. Okay, so let's get into it. So here's the element right now, and I would say that the pleats are pretty strong. They're nice and even, and compared to the Mobile One version, they are almost the same, except for the Mobile One does have some glue that has gotten on the metal end caps here, and the Mobile One feels slightly heavier, just very little heavier. So I want to say maybe this has a little bit more pleats inside of the filter element. The base plate on the Supertech, and compared to the Mobile One, the holes are a little bigger on the Supertech than the Mobile One. Okay, but the Mobile One is a little thicker in construction than the Supertech, and it's heavier, and I feel like we get about 1 or 2 more threads on the Mobile One. So base plate wise, we're gonna give it to Mobile One on this round. The bypass valve for the Mobile One and the Supertech are exactly the same. Spring pressure is the same. These are the exact same parts. Going to the anti-drain back valve, Mobile One is definitely using a silicone rubber. This possibly is nitrite rubber. The silicone is definitely more flexible than the Supertech. The Mobile One orange valve here, anti-drain back valve, is definitely a lot more flexible than the Supertech. Does that matter? I don't think so. Not for just 5,000 miles. I still think that this performed and did its job. If I was to be doing 10,000 mile intervals, I would definitely step my game up to the Mobile One for sure. The canister thickness, got some flex there on the Supertech for sure. And the Mobile One is definitely a lot thicker than the Supertech. How did this filter perform overall? I would give it a 10 out of 10. It did its job, and this is a good filter for the money. Keep in mind that this filter is $2.90 something, just under $3. The Mobile One is just under $10, if not at $10 at Walmart. So for the money, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here in this filter, especially if you're just doing 5,000 mile intervals. There's no need to go beyond the Supertech on the 6607, this particular model with the cage inside. The other thing is, these filter elements, they must have came from the same factory. As you can see inside the cages there, the holes with the swirl marks, the metal cage inside, they're exactly the same. Okay, they're exactly the same. So these filter elements are definitely probably created in the same factory. Doesn't mean that they're created equally, but they are from the same factory. So what I would say is, for performance-wise, 10 out of 10. It did its job. Design-wise, I give this a 8 out of 10. One, because they got the bypass valve in the back of the filter, and you know I've said in previous videos that when you have it back here, if there's a cold start and the oil's got to go through the bypass because it's so cold out, the temperature is very cold and the oil's thick, it's going to take some of the dirt off the filter element and bring it through the bypass. So I prefer the bypass valve to be up front. So it loses 1 point for that, and it's going to lose another point because I wish that this here had a seal, and then maybe like a rubber gasket or a rubber seal, and then place this on top. Same thing for the Mobile 1, it doesn't have a rubber seal. I think the only one that's doing a rubber seal is probably AMSOIL filters and the Fram Ultra Synthetic filter, the expensive one that Fram has, which I haven't used that yet, but I will. So that's my review on this filter. It is definitely a good filter. Love them. Good job, Supertech, on keeping the price low and getting this quality filter within that price range. I have the new version of the like I said earlier, the ST6607. What I do know is that it's an E-core cage with, from what I saw, with the same bypass valve in the back. It kind of looked like that. But what I don't know is if the end caps are paper or they're still utilizing metal. We'll see. Stay tuned in the next 3 months when I do that review on the new version of the ST6607. Take care, YouTube.